The blue blur is back again, and this time he paired up with Netflix for his newest show. Sonic Prime brings one of gaming's most iconic characters, Sonic, on a multiversal adventure to save his friends from the nefarious deeds of Dr. Eggman, or shall I say, Eggmen. From Easter eggs and references to behind-the-scenes moments, we have something for everyone as we go through 107 facts about Sonic Prime. Let's get started. Number 1, and probably the most boring and necessary fact, Sonic Prime is a Netflix original show. Netflix has licensed Sonic shows in the past, but this is the first Sonic show to be made under the Netflix banner. Number 2, originally slated to be 24 episodes long, spread across 3 seasons, the final version of the show ended up only being 23 episodes long. Episode 1 was twice as long as every other episode, so we can infer that they just combined 2 episodes in development, resulting in the missing 24th episode. Number 3, development for the series was revealed in December 2020. Netflix announced in a now deleted tweet that the blue blur would be headed to their platform. No specific release date was given. Number 4, the title Sonic Prime was officially revealed on February 1st, 2021 in a press release where Wild Brain Studios announced that they were working on a show in their Vancouver studio alongside Man of Action. They also revealed the amount of episodes the show is going to have and the intent to release it in 2020. Number 5, in response to a tweet about the announcement, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, the voice of Tails, announced that she would not be reprising the role of Miles Tails Prower due to Canadian content and union laws. She even reconfirmed that she wasn't Canadian, so she would not be voicing Tails for Sonic Prime, but she also wasn't done with the character overall. Number 6, since Sonic Prime was animated in Canada, it meant that it primarily had to use Canadian talent due to Canadian laws. New voice talent was chosen to replace a slew of veterans for these iconic Sonic characters. Number 7, the titular Sonic would no longer be voiced by Roger Craig Smith, and instead is voiced by newcomer Devin Mack. Number 8, in an interview, Devin Mack revealed that even though he might share some traits with Sonic, the character he actually relates to the most is Tails. But in my opinion, I honestly think he's one of my favorite Sonic voices. Number 9, Devin Mack also voiced Orbot and Cubot, Eggman's robotic henchmen. Number 10, Ashley Ball comes in as the voice of Tails. You might recognize her voice from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where she voices Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and an assortment of other characters. Number 11, Brian Drummond, the voice of Knuckles in Sonic Underground, is the voice of the nefarious Dr. Eggman. Number 12, speaking of Knuckles, he's now voiced by Adam Narrator, a fairly new voice actor it may seem. Number 13, Amy's new voice actress is Shannon Chan Kent, another My Little Pony Friendship is Magic alumni. Number 14, you may have noticed that Shannon Chan Kent also played the Roadhouse waitress in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 film. Number 15, Rouge is voiced by Kazumi Evans, who previously voiced Queen Sarai in fellow Netflix original show The Dragon Prince. Number 16, Ian Hanlon provides the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog and Big the Cat. Number 17, you may have noticed this while watching the show, but Vincent Tong replaces Adam Narrator for Knuckles' Shadow versions, where he provides the voice for Renegade Knux, Gnarly Knuckles, and Knuckles the Dread. Most of the cast reprises their roles as Shadow versions of their main characters, so this makes it a little strange that he doesn't. Number 18, in 2021, concept artwork from the show leaked, giving fans a glimpse of what Sonic Prime had to offer. A Reddit user linked to the ArtStation account of Patrick Horan, one of the artists working on the show. Number 19, early concept art for 9 differed from his final version. In his concept art, he's shown to have 9 actual tails, as opposed to 2 real tails and 7 robotic ones. He also had a red jacket. Number 20, 9 sporting 9 tails takes inspiration from the 9-tailed fox from Asian mythology, such as the Kitsune from Japanese mythology. Number 21, Thorn Rose's concept art also differed from her final design. In her concept art, she looked more put together, sporting a leopard print outfit and boots with the fur. In her final design, Thorn Rose wears an assortment of different materials shaped into clothes, such as her DIY boots, leaf dress, and several accessories made out of materials she found in the jungle. Number 22, the concept art also shows a fun piece where Sonic is seen during the Taking the L dance on his foes. Number 23, because of the pandemic, at-home recordings were prioritized over in-studio. Avoid the Void, the first episode of Season 2, was the first episode that Devin Mack and Ian Hanlon recorded together in the studio. Number 24, the studios behind Sonic Prime, Wild Brain, and Man of Action Studios aren't new to animating iconic video game characters. Their previous work in video games was Mega Man Fully Charged, and I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about that one. Number 25, our very first glimpse at the animation the show had to offer, and a taste of Devin Mack's performance as Sonic, came as a short teaser attached to the Netflix After School 2022 preview, which came out on May 3rd, 2022. Number 26, on September 20, 2022, Netflix released a teaser for Sonic Prime showcasing a showdown between between Sonic and Shadow, along with glimpses of Eggman and the Paradox Prism. Number 27. Finally, the first full trailer for Sonic Prime was released on November 17th, 2022. The trailer gave us our first extended look at the shatter spaces that Sonic would be visiting in the show. Number 28. In an interview with the executive producer for Sonic Prime, Logan McPherson, he says that the show is canon and takes place within the timeline of the Sonic games. Number 29. Ian Flynn, head writer for Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Universe, and IDW's Sonic the Hedgehog, was tapped to consult on the series. Number 30. Sonic's middle name, Maurice, can be seen in Netflix's description for Sonic Prime and is a reference to the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comics, where Sonic tells Sally Acorn that his middle name was actually Maurice. With Ian Flynn on board as a consultant, this makes a lot of sense. This is also supposedly the first time the Archie comics have been referenced outside of their comic medium. Number 31. The exact placement of Sonic Prime was questioned multiple times. Ian Flynn mentioned that it takes place sometime after Sonic Advance 3, however many misinterpreted that as the show taking place directly after Sonic Advance 3. Number 32. Sonic Advance 3 was directly referenced in the show itself in a pixelated flashback sequence featuring Sonic, Tails, and the Egg Ball number 2 boss. Number 33. The Sonic Advance 3 sequence actually uses different music than that of Sunset Hill, the stage that it takes place in. Instead, you hear something that sounds like Sunset Hill, but not quite the same track. Number 34. In fact, the pixelated flashbacks even show us the origin of Tails, where we see that he was bullied by a few foxes for having an extra tail. This is similar to the Sonic Origins animated sequence where events play out in a similar manner. Number 35. Knuckles also gets a pixelated flashback origin story which takes inspiration from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The sequence of events is very similar to how Sonic ran into Knuckles in Sonic 3. Number 36. The setting for the flashback isn't 100% similar to Sonic 3, however, with the flashback taking place inside a temple or cave instead of Angel Island. While not confirmed, this area looks most similar to the Hidden Palace Zone from Sonic 3. Number 37. The Knuckles flashback sequence also features the same laughing animation that Knuckles uses in Sonic 3, except adapted for the new setting we mentioned. Number 38. The flashback even pulls from the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 film. In the flashback, we see Knuckles block and stop Sonic's spin dash, which he also did in that film. Number 39. Sonic Prime features a multiverse called the Shatterverse, with different realities referred to as shatter spaces. Despite this being the main gimmick of the show, this is not the first time the multiverse has been mentioned in Sonic. Number 40. The series starts off at Green Hill, based off of the series' iconic Green Hill Zone. Major landmarks include Hedgehog's Pass, the Loop-de-Loop, and Temple Mountain, where the Paradox Prism is held. Number 41. In Sonic Prime, Sonic claims that he and his friends live in Green Hill, but this claim is contradictory to the Tails Tube series, where it's stated that Sonic is a wanderer and has no real home. Number 42. Tails has a lab in Green Hill, and in order to get into his lab, Tails types in the password 1992. 1992 is a reference to the year Tails made his series debut in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Number 43. The Badniks featured in Green Hill resemble Badniks from classic Sonic games, particularly from Sonic 1. Number 44. When Sonic and his team defeat Badniks in the show, flickies actually come out of them, similar to their video game counterparts. Number 45. Birdie, Amy's pet, appears as a blue flicky in most iterations, however in Sonic Prime, Birdie is portrayed as a pink flicky. Number 46. When Sonic breakdances in front of Eggman in Episode 1, it's a reference to his celebratory dance from Sonic Generations. Number 47. The first shatter space that Sonic ends up in is New York City, a dystopian city version of Green Hill run by the Chaos Council. Number 48. The Chaos Council consists of different versions of Eggman, with each of them representing a different generation. Dr. Dunnett represents the older generations like Baby Boomers or the Silent Generation. Mr. Dr. Eggman represents Generation X, Dr. Deep represents Millennials, Dr. Don't represents Gen Z, and Dr. Babel represents Generation Alpha. Number 49. New York City is a clear pun on New York City. Yoke serves as a double meaning too, one being that a yoke is a type of leash or cattle, referencing the oppressed state of the world, and two, with yoke sounding like yolk from an egg, referencing Eggman. Number 50. As of writing this script, New York City is often misspelled in Netflix subtitles, such as New York City, like the egg. Number 51. Rusty Rose, Amy's robot shatter version in New York City, is similar to another character in the Sonic universe, Mecha Sally, a version of Sally Acorn from the Archie comics. Both characters are versions of Sonic's friends that are forced to serve Eggman unwillingly. Number 52. Rusty Rose has the ability to stretch their arms. Not to get technical or anything, but by taking a look at her 3D model, you can see that she's able to do this by stretching the actual arms of the model. model. It even switches to a low quality version of the arms so they don't mess up the high quality version. Number 53. The teleportation animation used when Sonic first appears in New York City is visibly similar to that of the animation of the T-800 arrival scene from the film Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Number 54. Big the Cat's New York City Shadow version is referred to as Denizen 1998. 1998 is the same year that Big the Cat debuted in the game Sonic Adventure. 55. It might be a bit of a stretch, but in one scene you can see a shadow version of Blaze the Cat walking in the distance. Whether or not this is Blaze is up for debate, but fans seem to be convinced that this is either her or a reference to her. Number 56. When the Chaos Council is performing tests on Sonic, Dr. Dunnett calls Sonic a blue rabbit.
Testing this blue rabbit.
This is a reference to Sonic's original design, which was, surprise, a blue rabbit. Number 57. The video game Dr. Don't plays is a video game featuring himself as the playable character. It almost looks like a 2D Sonic game, except instead of going left to right, he's going from right to left, similar to how Eggman bosses appear in those games. Number 58. In fact, when you take a closer look at the vehicle he's using, it bears similarities to the Eggmobile, but with the drill from the Egg Drillster from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 attached to it. Number 59. The game over screen that appears on Dr. Dont's game uses the spotlight effect seen only in Sonic Generations and Sonic the Fighters. Number 60. When Sonic almost falls off a ledge in New York City, his animation looks like the balancing animations from the classic Sonic games. Number 61. Are you a fan of Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Well, you may have noticed that Sonic struck his character select screen pose from Brawl while helping Rebel Rouge and Renegade Knuckles battle against baddies in New York City. Number 62. Online celebrity Valkyrie provides her voice to the show, playing the role of Squad Commander Red in Sonic Prime's 6th episode. Number 63. The next Shatter Space Sonic visits after New York City is Boss Cage Maze, a version of Green Hill that's been transformed into a jungle. Number 64. The main antagonist of Boss Cage Maze is actually a Shatter version of Amy Rose, dubbed Thorn Rose, alongside a giant version of Birdie. Number 65. The name of the jungle-themed Shatter version of Rouge the Bat, Prim Rouge, is a play on the word primrose, the flower. Number 66. While protecting Boss Cage Maze against Dr. Babel and his mech, Sonic uses a move that seems to reference Sonic Unleashed's opening, where Sonic can be seen using that same move against the big baddie. Number 67. In the Boss Cage Maze battle, you can also see Knuckles trying to keep balance, similar to his 2D iteration. They love balancing references in the show. Number 68. After Boss Cage Maze, Sonic finds himself on the high seas of No Place, a pirate-themed Shatterverse where Knuckles the Dread and his crew sail for treasure. Number 69. Knuckles the Dread's dreads are structured to look like the tentacles of a kraken, reflecting his pirate persona. Number 70. Speaking of Knuckles the Dread, he joins a small roster of characters whose name doesn't reflect their animal, such as Mephiles the Dark or Fang the Hunter. Number 71. No Place is the only Shatter Space that doesn't have a Shatter version of Birdie. Number 72. Quicksilver's iconic slow-mo scene from the film X-Men Apocalypse is referenced in Sonic Prime, where Sonic tries to save the crew of the Kraken and place them inside before the submarine dives underwater. Number 73. When fighting Dr. Deep on the Kraken, there's a moment where Sonic readies up before proceeding to battle Dr. Dunnett. In this moment, Sonic shares an idle animation with his Sonic Battle counterpart. Number 74. The show even has a reference to one of Sonic's more recent games, Sonic Frontiers. In one of the scenes taking place on No Place, you can see puzzle statues seen in Sonic Frontiers sitting atop rock formations jutting out of the sea. Number 75. While fighting Dr. Deep, Sonic strikes a pose similar to his waiting animation from the classic Sonic games. Number 76. Black Rose, Amy's Shatter version in No Place, is the only Shatter version of hers that hasn't started out antagonistic towards Sonic, unlike Rusty Rose and Thorn Rose. Number 77. Rouge's Shatter version in No Place has a name that's clearly wordplay on Baton Rouge, a city in Louisiana, and, Bat, which she is. Number 78. When Baton Rouge warns Knuckles the Dread and Sonic of a whale, Sonic cringes in fear and asks whether or not it's an orca.
Off the port side. Could be a whale.
It's not an orca, is it?
This could be a reference to Sonic's past encounters with orca whales like in Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic 06. Number 79. Online celebrity Jacksepticeye lends his voice talent as a pirate from the Shatter Space. The pirate, coincidentally, also has the name Jack, even though Jacksepticeye's real name is Sean. Number 80. In No Place, while retrieving the Paradox Prism from Knuckles the Dread, Sonic strikes his iconic aerial pose from the cover of Sonic Adventure. Number 81. Big the Cat's victory animation from Sonic Heroes manages to find its way into Sonic Prime, with Catfish dancing in a similar manner while on a ship in No Place. Number 82. Other locations in Sonic Prime include the Void, a passageway between Shatter Spaces, the Grim, a Shatter Space devoid of any life and Shatter versions of characters, and Ghost Hill, the gray and ghostly remains of Green Hill. Number 83. Sonic and Shadow are the only main characters not to have shadow versions of themselves. Sonic was the prime reason that the Shadowverse exists to begin with, and contains the power of the prism within himself, while Shadow chaos controlled himself out of Green Hill to prevent himself from being shattered. This is why both are able to fully exist within Ghost Hill, while there are only remnants of the other characters. Number 84. In his fight against Sonic, Shadow's dodges look similar to his game counterparts, particularly from a scene in Shadow the Hedgehog where Shadow discovers his android counterparts. Number 85. When Sonic and Shadow battle each other in Ghost Hill, Shadow strikes his iconic pose from Sonic 06. Number 86. This seems to be a stretch, but in the same battle between Sonic and Shadow, Shadow uses Sonic as a board for a little bit. Fans seem to recognize this scene as a reference to a fan game called Final Fantasy Sonic X, where Shadow surfs on Sonic while battling Storm Eagle. If this is true, people behind Sonic Prime go deep. Like, really deep. Like, only hyper fans would know this. Number 87. Sonic's running animation in Sonic Prime, which features a figure 8 shape, is most similar aesthetically to the Super Peel-Out, first introduced in Sonic CD. Number 88. Sonic has a bunch of iconic sound effects, and a good chunk of them make an audible appearance in the game, from the ring to the spring, even down to the spike damage sound effect. You can hear them used in Sonic Prime. Number 89. Continuing its trend of pulling inspiration from the Sonic games, Sonic Prime grabs the Prism Shard hunting capabilities of the characters in Sonic Adventure 2, particularly Knuckles and Rouge, where there's a pulsating indicator whenever you're close to finding a shard. In Sonic Prime, Sonic has shoes that start to pulsate whenever Sonic is close to finding a Paradox Prism Shard. Number 90. In Sonic Prime, Shadow's trail is yellow. This is actually the first time it sports a yellow skewing color since Sonic Adventure 2. Every game following Adventure 2 gives Shadow a more red-orange trail. Number 91. Shadow pulls directly from Sonic Adventure 2 and references the pose he used when using Chaos Control. Number 92. Shadow also gets his idle animation from Sonic Battle adapted into Sonic Prime. This animation appears for a second while Shadow helps out Sonic battle against the Chaos Council Egg Forcers in Ghost Hill. Number 93. The way Shadow looks down on the Chaos Council's fortress while in the Void bears resemblance to how he looks down on the Sonic and the Avatar in Sonic Forces. Number 94. The in-universe text/cipher featured in the show were translated by fans, and was proven to be simple cipher substitution instead of being a completely new language altogether. Number 95. When 9 zaps Sonic with the power of the Paradox Prism, Sonic goes through some pain, similar to how he was experiencing pain when transforming into a werehog for the first time in Sonic Unleashed. Number 96. After getting a dose of the Paradox Prism energy, the camera revolves around Sonic and he opens his eyes. This shot is extremely similar to a shot found in the Sonic the Hedgehog live-action film. Number 97. To promote the show, a Roblox event took place between December 10th and December 17th, 2022. By completing different objectives, players were able to collect prizes for 4 different Roblox simulator games, such as a Popcorn Chow plushie for Funky Friday, Dr. Dunnett's beard and goggles for Starving Artists, Dr. Babble's plushie for Weapon Fighting Simulator, and Nine's mechanical arms for Sonic Speed Simulator. Number 98. Players were also given a chance to watch the show early through Roblox, but only within Sonic Speed Simulator. The early screening happened days before it premiered on Netflix. Number 99. Sonic Prime Dash, a Netflix exclusive version of the already released Sonic Dash, came out featuring characters from the show. These characters were available to use exclusively in this version of the game. Number 100. Promotion art for the show was done by Evan Elizabeth Stanley, a comic illustrator who had previously contributed to the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comics. She currently contributes to IDW Sonic Comic and has done work on Sonic Boom in the past. Number 101. Major Waves created custom Sonic-themed Nike Air Force Ones for Netflix to celebrate the release of Sonic Prime. Number 102. Netflix also tapped Simon Berger to create glass art featuring Sonic for Sonic Prime. Number 103. The mobile game Sonic Forces Speed Battle had 2 in-game events that featured Nine and Rusty Rose as unlockable characters. Number 104. On January 28, 2023, Netflix hosted Sonic Prime, the Shadowverse experience in Santa Monica, California. It was an augmented reality experience where fans pretended to run in front of a camera and pose with Sonic at the end. Number 105. Tyson Hess provided promotional artwork for the experience, and prints were given out for participating in the experience. Tyson Hess is a Sonic the Hedgehog veteran, providing art for the Sonic the Hedgehog comics from Archie Comics, serving as animation director for several official Sonic animations, and was the lead artist in charge of redesigning Sonic for his live-action film. Number 106. Sonic Prime, for the most part, was well received at first, and was even nominated for several awards at the Leo Awards, such as Best Animated Programmer Series, Best Direction Animation, Best Sound in an Animated Programmer Series, Best Original Music Animation, and Best Art Direction in an Animated Programmer Series. Number 107. Sonic Prime wasn't only nominated, it also won awards. Sonic Prime won Outstanding Individual Achievement in Character Animation at the Children's and Family Emmy Awards. Number 108. A Blu-ray release of the first season was handled by N-Circle and released on March 12, 2024. Further plans are unconfirmed as of writing this video. And with that, I hope you learned a bunch of facts you didn't know and some you may have known about Sonic Prime. What other facts did we miss? Let us know in the comments. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you did subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified about our latest videos. Hope you enjoyed, and remember, Frederator loves you.